only got one camera on here. Oh, it's because
Yeah,
of the
it's
switcher.
coming from the switcher. I don't think Seth played last game. Oh, position.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to War Memorial Stadium, today's Blue South Athletic Conference doubleheader featuring the Builders of the Apprentice School taking on the Mustangs of Mid-Atlantic Christian University. Let's see the starting lineups first for the visiting Mustangs of MACU. Game 1 leading off the center fielder number 24, Titus Buckley. Batting second, the second baseman number 23, A.J. Bailey. Batting third, the first baseman number 21, Colwell. Batting cleanup, the shortstop number 1, R.J. Cabrera. Batting fifth, the right fielder number 26, Brian Sanchez. Batting sixth, the designated hitter number 12, Tristan Stinson. Batting seventh, the left fielder number 19, Hunter Benjamin. Batting eighth, and playing third base number 30, Jalen Brown. Batting ninth, the catcher number 13, Travis Capella. On the mound for the Mustangs in game number 1, today's doubleheader is number 5, Cutter Williams.
That's the name of the pitcher, if I've ever heard one.
Cutter?
Cutter.
And now, let's see the starting lineup for your Apprentice School Builders. Leading off the center fielder number 0, Nate Geary. Batting second, the second baseman number 11, Seth Harrison. Batting third behind the dish, number 9, Luca Pascarella. Batting cleanup, the first baseman, number 5, Jet Winslow. Batting fifth,
All right, welcome into War Memorial Stadium for today's impromptu doubleheader. Today, the Builders taking on MACU. They should have been playing this game down in Elizabeth City today. However, MACU's field is currently unplayable, so the games were moved to here. And we'll get this party started here in a few minutes. Today's starting lineups for MACU. Let's see here. Titus Bleckley's leading off, playing center. A.J. Bailey is batting second and playing second. Nolan Colwell's batting third and playing first. R.J. Cabrera is batting fourth and playing short. And we'll get to the rest of that lineup here in a minute as Titus Bleckley steps in. He's batting .288 on the season. The MACU Mustang. Let me see. Let me pull this up real quick. MACU's 1-7, so they've played 8 games so far this season, winning one of those games. The Builders are 4-0 on the season, taking the doubleheader from MACU a week ago here at War Memorial. And then Saturday they played Mont Alto, I believe. I believe they played Penn State. Yeah, Penn State. No, they're playing Mont Alto this weekend. We played Southern Virginia University's taking that doubleheader as well. Bleckley takes and drives that ball up the middle for a base hit. That'll bring A.J. Bailey to the plate. Bailey's hitting .276 so far on this early short season. He's got 8 hits and 29 at-bats. All right, welcome back. We had a little issue with the stream. Isaacs has no win-loss record for the season. He started game 1 of the Builders season. Had a rough first few innings against MACU last week and only pitched 3 innings in that appearance. So here he is seeing him for the second time. That ball's hit towards second, scooped up, thrown over to Jet. First of the inning. So the Builders in the field look like this. From left to right, you've got Jaden Anderson, Nate Yeary, and Baker Green. And around the horn, you've got Justin Bradshaw at third, Landon Turner at short, Seth Harrison at second, Jet Winslow at first. Catching is Luca Pasquarella, like I said, and we got Isaac on the mound. Counts 1-0 to the third hitter, Nolan Colwell. That ball's driven towards left. I lost it. It's fair, and it landed in the bullpen. So that's going to be a 2-run home run for Nolan. So that'll bring R.J. Cabrera, the shortstop, to the plate with the bases empty. R.J.'s batting .337 on the season, 175 at-bats in their 8 games. And he pokes that one into center for a base hit. So with 1 out, that'll bring up Brian Sanchez, the right fielder. We're having technical difficulties today. The stream went down already, and my computer decided it wanted to run an update and is now rebooting. Pitch is in there for strike one. I'm sorry. I can also switch to the other camera. Yep. So here comes the 0-1 pitch. Dribbled just past Bradshaw at third. For the fourth hit of the inning. Just going to bring up Tristan Stinson, the DH, wearing number 12. Right-handed hitter steps on with 2 on. It's like, that one's grounded to short. Landon can't handle it, so that's going to be an error E6. As the Builders have committed their first error of the day. So that'll bring Hunter Benjamin to the plate, number 19. Swing and a miss, strike one. Nope, outside, just outside. So while the Builders were here on Saturday taking care of business, the Builder basketball teams were on the court taking care of business of their own in the NSAC tournament. Here's the pitch. Strike two. Counts now 1-2. The Builders won their games on Saturday, went on to Sunday to play in the championship game, where the Lady Builders went out to win 99-41 against against Millennial Atlantic University, as Bradshaw slides and throws to second to get the second out of the inning. Another run in. The Builder men played Urbe University. I'm actually going to have to look up the score of that one because I don't remember that final. It was not. It was lopsided. That one final was 69-60. So both the men and women Builders win the NSAC conference tournament this year. As the 0-2 pitch comes in to Jalen Brown, the third baseman. He swings for strike three. That'll do it. Not without any damage, though. MACU scores 3 runs on 5 hits, leave 2 on base, and the Builders commit 1 error. We'll be back for the bottom of the first inning here in just a moment.
There are giants among us. They are the men and women building our Navy's next generation submarines. They are giants in what they do because they work in a place where they can grow, where they can learn the skills to build careers as powerful as the beasts they forge. We build giants because it takes one to build one.
How much you earn has a lot to do with how much you learn. That's why Bayport Credit Union is again investing in your continued education. Through our Bayport Foundation, we're giving $100,000 in tuition assistance to area high school seniors, college students, and working adults attending a university, trade, or vocational school. Everyone deserves to be happy, healthy, and financially wise. Visit bayportcu.org to learn more.
All right, welcome back. The Builders stepping in. Nate Yeary, leadoff batter, has been the leadoff man for the Builders for the last 4 years, for the most part. I think there may have been a game or two here where he was not the leadoff hitter. As he fouls that back to the screen. Trying to get all my stats back. But my computer's rebooted. That's fouled back again, 0-2. Pitching for the MACU Mustangs is Cutter Williams. And I made a comment before the game that that is a pitcher's name if I've ever heard one. High, ball one. Nate Yeary's batting .286 on the very short season with 14 at-bats. He's got 3 hits, 2 RBIs. He skies that one into shallow right or left field. R.J. Cabrera moves over and makes a catch. For the first out of the inning. That'll bring up Seth Harrison, the second baseman. Around the outfield, MACU left to right is Hunter Benjamin, Titus Bleckley, and Brian Sanchez. First pitch was in there for a ball. Around the infield, you got Jalen Brown at third, R.J. Cabrera at short. The pitch, foul back to the screen, strike 2. A.J. Bailey at second, Nolan Colwell at first. Counts now 1-1. Travis Capella is doing the catching, and like I said, Cutter Williams doing the pitching for MACU. Counts now 2-1. Outside. Builders trying to keep up the winning ways here at home as they have this doubleheader today, and then they've got Mont Alto coming in for a series of games Saturday and Sunday. That's grounded to Cabrera. RJ over to Colwell for out number 2. I'll bring up the catcher, Luca Pascarella. If you've been around for the last few years, Builders team looks a little different. There's a lot of freshmen on the team this year. We had a lot of seniors last year. So Luca's one of those freshmen. Actually, I think Seth Harrison is also one of those freshmen. Coming in, making an impact early here for the Builders. 1-1's the count. Let's see. Seth Harrison's batting .273 on the short season, as Luca is batting .231. As he's got a 1-2 count. That one's back up the middle. And Luca gets the first hit of the day for the Builders. That'll bring up first baseman Jet Winslow. Jet Winslow, I believe, is one of the, I don't want to say few. 2, 3. So it looks like, scrolling the roster real quick, there's 7 seniors on the Builders lineup. Nate being one, Jet being one, Jaden being another, Isaac is another. So they are all seniors this year. A lot of the pitchers are seniors as well. So we got guys stepping in and playing key roles right off the bat as Jet takes strike 1. So counts 1-1. Strike 2. Little high. 2-2 is the count. Laid some fresh rubber pellets down before the game, covering up the batter's lines. That's a high pop into shallow right. In comes the right fielder. Ooh, but it fell in front of him, and there's actually a collision between the second baseman and the right fielder. We had a courtesy runner come in for Luca, number 14. I'll have to scan the roster to get his name. That'll bring up Landon Turner. So Jet was given a hit on that play. As Landon Turner steps in. Landon's batting 167 on the short season. Counts now 2-1 to the Builders shortstop. And he hits that ball high into right field. In back goes the second baseman, and it falls again. So that'll put runners at first and third. That'll bring up Justin Bradshaw. So it was officially scored an error. So Justin Bradshaw steps in, 2 outs, 2 on, and he bounces that one to second. Up is, who is our second baseman again? AJ for the 3rd out of the inning. Builders get 1 run back on 2 hits and MACU commits 1 error. We'll be back to War Memorial Stadium for the top of the 2nd inning in just a moment.
How much you earn has a lot to do with how much you learn. That's why Bayport Credit Union is again investing in your continued education. Through our Bayport Foundation, we're giving $100,000 in tuition assistance to area high school seniors, college students, and working adults attending a university, trade, or vocational school. Everyone deserves to be happy, healthy, and financially wise. Visit bayportcu.org to learn more.
I am Fatima Medina and I work for HII. building the most powerful ships in the U.S. Navy. The digital technology I use is a generational change in the way that we build ships, making the construction of aircraft carriers more efficient. Plus, I get to work with veterans. Thanks to them, we all have our freedom and we need to work hard to keep it. I am Fatima Medina and I work for HII.
All right, welcome back here to War Memorial Stadium for the top of the second inning. Due up for MACU's Travis Capella, Titus Bleckley, and A.J. Bailey. So we got 9-1-2-1-2 due up for the Mustangs. Game one last week against these Mustangs was a pretty high-scoring affair, with the Builders winning 10-7 in the bottom of the seventh inning. Jaden Anderson hit a 3-run walk-off homer to end that game. And that ball is foul. I should have said pitch. I remember that was something I noticed way back year one of me broadcasting these games. This is now my third season doing it. Well, third and a half, I guess. The very first year, I convinced Walker to do a few games. The 0-2 pitch. Fouled back to the screen. So Travis is batting 143 on the short season for them with 17. Nope. Only 7 plate appearances. Looks like he might have some pinch running opportunities. Two and two is the count. That 3-2. I was looking to see how many pitches Isaac had thrown. And before this batter, it said 19. That seems, not going to lie, seems a little low for the amount of batters that came to the plate in the first inning. Yes, he just threw 7 more pitches to Travis. That'll take us back to the top of the lineup and Titus Bleckley. Bleckley singled up the middle his first at bat. Came around to score. His first pitch there is a strike. The 0-1 pitch coming to Bleckley. Inside. Low and inside. As MACU sent out a courtesy runner for their catcher. It is, I believe, number 0. But I could be wrong. No, it's number 8, Jamison Miller. It's a great name. As that one is hit into left. Jaden Anderson makes the catch. And almost a good throw would have got Jamison Miller at first for the double play. That will not make. Yeah, 1 out. Will not make Coach Ben Jones very happy. He missed not hitting the cutoff guy. First pitch to A.J. Bailey was a strike. Little outside. Evens up the count at 1-1. That ball's grounded to second. And Seth loses the ball in the transfer from the glove to his bare hand. That'll bring Nolan Colwell to the plate. His first at-bat, he put a baseball in the left field bullpen, which hoping for not a similar result on this one. Come set, runners on first and second, inside. So that was Nolan's first home run of the season, but his 25th and 26th RBI. No, it's 20. I'm sorry, it's his second home run of the season and his 27th and 28th RBI. These stats are not updating as the game goes, so I have to remember that. 1-1's the count to the first baseman for the Mustangs. And that ball's driven to left field, but it's thankfully going to be foul as it hit the top of the brick wall and bounced out of play. The 1-2 pitch coming. And it's kind of blooped to center for a base hit. 1 run will score. Relay to third. Got him. So the walk in the long run ended up hurting the Builders. As A.J. Bailey ended up being thrown out at third. That'll bring R.J. Cabrera to the plate, the shortstop for the Mustangs. Grounded right back at Isaac. Isaac scoops it up, throws it over to Jet for the third and final out of the inning. So the Mustangs tack on 1 run on 1 hit. 1 runner left on base. We'll be back for the bottom of the second in just a moment.
There are giants among us. They are the men and women building our Navy's next generation submarines. They are giants in what they do because they work in a place where they can grow, where they can learn the skills to build careers as powerful as the beasts they forge. We build giants because it takes one to build one.
The Apprentice Athletics Booster Club membership is now open for the 2024-2025 season. You can choose a general membership to support all Apprentice Athletics, or you can designate one specific sport to support. Membership is good for the entire 2024-2025 athletic year, regardless of which decision you make. Scan the QR code or visit gobuilders.com to get your membership today.
All right, welcome back. Builders bring up 7, 8, 9. So Jaden Anderson leads off for the Builders. So the stats I've actually been giving you for the Mustangs are their career, or actually I think it's their 2025 stats. So they don't have a page for their 2026 stats yet. Just started looking at it, and I was like, these totals don't seem right at all. Like, there's no way. Jaden singled to the left. I'll bring up Drew Barbosa, the DH. He's played in one game. Recorded 3 at-bats, yet to get a hit. Throw over to first. Jaden's back safely. Jaden moves on to second on that wild pitch, pass ball. It wasn't a pass ball, but call it a ball in the dirt. How about that? One on one's a count to the Builder DH. 2-1. As we have a mound visit by the catcher. Cutter Williams threw 1 inning. This is kind of why I was also like, the totals didn't make a whole lot of sense. Thrown 25 pitches. That's through Jaden. Through Jaden's at bat. But I don't think Jaden saw that many pitches either. The 2-1 pitch, grounded to second. Over to first. For the first out of the inning. Jaden advances to third. That'll bring up the number 9 hitter, Baker Green. The Builder right fielder, batting .273 on the season. 11 at-bats, 2 RBIs. That one's grounded to third. Safe. Ooh, I don't know about that one, but he called him out, so we'll call him out. But I don't know if I agree with it. But that's why I sit up here and they're down there making calls. But the Builders do get a run. That's a base hit for, not a base hit. Yeah, there is a coach out there. Baker still on the bag. So to some extent, maybe I'm not completely crazy. My trusty sidekick and camera guy for basketball, football, now running the scoreboard in production truck for me. My dad says he agrees. He looks safe to us up here in the booth. However, the umpire in the field disagreed. Home plate umpire is like, I wasn't looking at that, so sorry. So, RBI ground out for Baker. Productive out. Good job, Baker. Those are always important. Now stepping in, number 0, Nate Yeary. Leadoff hitter, top center fielder. And he squares to try to bunt his way on ball 1, or strike 1, as he pulled back. Second pitch is low for ball 1. Counts even, 1-1. Little low, ball 2. It's my announcer eye set is telling me I see Baker moving up in the lineup, maybe with his speed. That one's in the hole between first and second. Nate gets his first hit of the day. Bring up the second baseman, Seth Harrison. Seth grounded to the shortstop his first at-bat. High and inside, ball 1. You got the pitch clock there in the upper, towards the upper right part of your, or left part of your screen. It is used at this level of baseball. Ball 2, 2-0. You've got that one there, and then there's one on the wall behind the catcher for the pitcher to see. Throw over to first. Nate's back. Let's see. What does Nate have? Nate is 2 for 2 in stolen bases so far this season. And does not have the team lead. Might have to bring that up to him. Jaden Anderson leads the team in stolen bases. He's 3 for 3. Isaac McAllister is 1 for 1. And that's fouled back. 3-1, 3-2. Counts now full. Builders are very efficient in the stolen base department, as they're 8 for 9 on the season, as that ball's lifted into right field. Over to make the play is the right fielder for the third and final out of the inning. Builders do manage to get 1 run on 2 hits. Is that right? Yep, 1 run on 2 hits. 1 man left. We'll be back for the top of the third inning in just a moment.
There are giants among us. They are the men and women building our Navy's next generation submarines. They are giants in what they do because they work in a place where they can grow, where they can learn the skills to build careers as powerful as the beasts they forge. We build giants because it takes one to build one.
How much you earn has a lot to do with how much you learn. That's why Bayport Credit Union is again investing in your continued education. Through our Bayport Foundation, we're giving $100,000 in tuition assistance to area high school seniors, college students, and working adults attending a university, trade, or vocational school. Everyone deserves to be happy, healthy, and financially wise. Visit bayportcu.org to learn
All right, welcome back here to War Memorial Stadium for the top of the third inning. Oops, broke my pencil. Good thing it's mechanical. Due up is 5-6-7, so we're going to lead off with Brian Sanchez, the right fielder. Brian singled to left his first at bat. His first pitch. Swing and pops it in a foul. No, that drifted back into fair territory, and Seth drops it out of his glove. I don't know what Walker's going to score, but I would say give that boy a hit. That's a hard catch, though. That's a hard catch. I agree. It hit his mitt. It's an error. That one did throw Jet, though, because he was definitely running in foul territory. She'll bring up Tristan Stinson, the DH. He reached on an error by the shortstop his first at-bat. Then was later thrown out at second. His first pitch was a ball. The 1-0 pitch. Outside, 2-0. So pitch. Hits the ground. Bradshaw gathers it, throws it over to Jet for the first out of the inning. First pitch to Hunter Benjamin is driven to center field. Tagging and moving over is Brian Sanchez. 2 down for the Mustangs in the top of the third inning. As Jalen Brown comes to the plate, he struck out his first at-bat. Builders hoping for a similar result here. Outside. Outside and low. Even more outside. 2-0 is the count. Mustangs have a runner on third. They've scored a run every inning. Trying to stop that trend as that pitch is foul out of play. Isaac McAllister delivers a 2-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. Counts even, 2-2. To the Mustang third baseman. Two-two pitch. Runner got a little bigger lead down the line. Counts now full, 3-2. First base is unoccupied. 3-2 pitch. Foul. Out of play. Seventh pitch of this at bat coming to Jalen Brown. And he gets him looking for strike 3. No runs, no hits, 1 error by the Builders, 1 man left on base. We'll be back for the bottom of the 3rd inning here at War Memorial Stadium. Just a moment.
The USCAA provides our program exactly what they say, a chance for small colleges to peak. It's leveling the playing field for everybody.
Welcome back. Bottom of the 3rd inning. Builders trail 4-2. As we come into this bottom of the 3rd. Good night. The Builders have 3 errors. Wow. I mean, I knew that. But then to just actually see it on the scoreboard, it's a little more shocking than I thought it should have been, apparently. So, due up for the Builders, 4-5-6. Lead off. I'm sorry, 3-4-5. Leading off is a catcher, Luca Pasquarella. He singled to center in his first at bat, came around to score the first run of the game for the Builders, wearing number 9. So the Builders have that familiar sight, I guess you could say, behind the plate. Outside. Counts even at 1-1. Luca wears number 9, just as the Builders catcher from previous seasons has, the last 4 years. Caleb Russell wore number 9 for the Builders. One and two is the count. And that pitch hit hard to first. I actually thought he caught it in the air, to be honest. But the home plate umpire said it skipped. So that'll bring up Jet Winslow, the first baseman for the Builders. Jet singled to right his first at bat. The first pitch he sees is outside, ball 1. High and outside for ball 2. If I'm remembering right, I feel like Jet draws a lot of walks. He swings through that one. Strike 1. So 2-1 is the count. Just real quick, just see what he had last year. The 2-1 pitch. Popped high center field. And that's booted by the center fielder. Hit his glove as Jet glides into second base. So jet reaches on the air by the center fielder. That'll bring up the shortstop, Landon Turner. Landon reached on an error by the second baseman in his first at-bat. Just going back to what I was saying a second ago. He drives that ball towards center, right center, and the catch is made on that one. Jet tags. He's into third. For the second out of the inning, that'll bring up Justin Bradshaw, the third baseman. Last year, Jet had 20 walks, so he didn't lead the team. Landon Turner led the team in walks last year with 35. No, I'm sorry. Nate Erie led the team with walks with 35. So first pitch to Bradshaw was a strike. Second pitch grounded to short. RJ up. Fires across the diamond for the third and final out of the inning. Both teams settle down in the third inning. No runs, no hits. One error, one man left. We'll be back for the fourth inning in just a moment.
How much you earn has a lot to do with how much you learn. That's why Bayport Credit Union is again investing in your continued education. Through our Bayport Foundation, we're giving $100,000 in tuition assistance to area high school seniors, college students, and working adults attending a university, trade, or vocational school. Everyone deserves to be happy, healthy, and financially wise. Visit bayportcu.org to learn more.
I am Fatima Medina, and I work for HII, building the most powerful ships in the U.S. Navy. The digital technology I use is a generational change in the way that we build ships, making the construction of aircraft carriers more efficient. Plus, I get to work with veterans. Thanks to them, we all have our freedom, and we need to work hard to keep it. I am Fatima Medina, and I work for HII.
All right, welcome back to War Memorial Stadium, top of the fourth inning. Score stays the same at 4-2. As MACU is going to be sending, just like the second inning, 9-1-2 is due up. So Travis Capella leading off. He walked and scored. Well, his pinch runner scored in there. His first at bat. First pitch is in there, strike one. Isaac has thrown 49 pitches through 3 innings. That one's foul, out of play. 49 pitches. Let's see. Scroll down here a little farther and get the stats on that. He's thrown 49 pitches through 3 innings. Where did it go? I know it's there. Total strikes, 32 for strikes. So 17 balls. Struck out 2, 1 looking. Counts now even at 2-2. Two-two pitch, grounded, back up the middle. Landon off the heel of his glove. Not the best fielding day for the Builders. It'll take us to the top of the lineup, and Titus Bleckley. Again, Jamison Miller, the courtesy runner, is in for the catcher, Travis. That pitch grounded to first, over to second for one. This ump is blind. I'm sorry. That dude was safe by like 4 steps. It had to be. That's the only logical thing that makes sense. So that's your stereotypical 3-6-1 double play. Hope I don't get fined for criticizing the umpires. That pitch is lifted into foul ground. No, and it lands fair. So the flags are blowing straight out in center. But I'm guessing that wind's swirling a little bit. Because wind direction, that's 2 that should have, I thought were going to land in foul territory, that landed in fair territory. One down the right field line and one down the left field line. So there's that. That'll bring up AJ. Nope, that was AJ Bailey. This is Nolan Colwell. He has homered and singled. So he's 2 for 2 today. See if we can stop that. Let's go with, no, we already ruined that trend with that at bat. MACU's now 1 for 4 on the day with 2 outs. So 1-1 is the count. Runner on first. Low and in. 2-1. Looks like there's light. No, never mind. I was going to say light action in the MACU bullpen, but guy's not throwing. He's not swinging a miss. Strike 2. He's out there stretching, maybe. So the number 3 hitter for the Mustangs looking at a 2-2 count. That ball's driven into right center field. Over is Nate. Over is Baker. Baker makes the play for the 3rd and final out of the inning. No runs. 1 hit. 1 error. I thought an error. I guess not an error. I don't know. We'll see. We'll be back here to War Memorial Stadium for the Builder half of the 4th inning in just a moment.
There are giants among us. They are the men and women building our Navy's next generation submarines. They are giants in what they do because they work in a place where they can grow, where they can learn the skills to build careers as powerful as the beasts they forge. We build giants because it takes one to build one.
The Apprentice Athletics Booster Club membership is now open for the 2024-2025 season. You can choose a general membership to support all Apprentice Athletics, or you can designate one specific sport to support. Membership is good for the entire 2024-2025 athletic year, regardless of which decision you make. Scan the QR code or visit gobuilders.com to get your membership today.
All right. Welcome back. Due up for the Builders, 7-8-9. Man, just like the second inning. 7-8-9 again. Jaden Anderson, Drew Barbosa, Baker Green. Jaden singled and scored in his first at bat. That first pitch to Jaden was a strike. Second pitch, swing and a miss. And I'm writing in the 5th inning column. I'm really trying to move this game along, apparently. Jaden, high pop fly. It's going to stay on the infield. And it is caught by the third baseman, Jalen Brown. That'll bring up the DH, Drew Barbosa. He grounded to second in his first at bat. Strike one. The umpire says he caught a piece of that one. Cutter is throwing 52 pitches through 3 1/3 innings. That pitch is popped high and out of play. Maybe I should let it bounce before I say out of play. Could have learned that lesson last inning, didn't I? Cutter is throwing 52 pitches, 35 for strikes, 16 balls. As he now throws another ball, which will run the count to 1-2. High and in. Counts even at 2-2. There's a little history between MACU and the Builders. Ball 3. That little off-speed pitch, it had some movement. Y'all, you can see it right there on your screen. 3-2 pitch. Foul off the screen towards the Builder dugout. So all time against MACU, the Builders are 18-6, going 7-3 in the last 10 games. Last year alone, here's the pitch, driven back up the middle. Baker will reach, or Drew will reach base with a single. Last year, they went 5-3 against MACU. They won the 2 games here. They lost the 2 games we played at MACU. The Builders won the final regular season game against them here. I was going to say, you going to call him out? Because that's about how the last one went. So that'll bring us back to the top of the order, Nate Erie. So the Builders winning 5 of the 8 games they played last year. The only 2 they lost, or 2 of their losses were in Elizabeth City. The third loss, unfortunately, was, you could say, the worst loss for the Builders because it was up at the Small College World Series in Du Bois, Pennsylvania. And I think it was in the losers bracket where they faced MACU, and MACU put them out of the tournament up there. 2-0 is the count to the Builder center fielder. Swing and a miss. Strike one. Check on the runner, back safely. Nate steps in, waiting on the 2-1 pitch. Foul out of play. 2-2. That's also going to be out of play as it hops over by the picnic tables. So the Builders will see. There goes the runner. And that pitch, that throw down to second is way offline and not in time. Builders will face MACU again here. Or maybe that's moved. That might be moved. One of those might be moved back to Elizabeth City. No. Okay. Nate Yeary draws the walk. Put runners at first and second. That'll bring up Seth Harrison, the second baseman. The Builders have 2 more series against MACU later on this season, one in Elizabeth City and one here. Not sure if that last one here will be moved down to Elizabeth City or not. We'll have to wait and see. Grounded to third, off of Jalen's glove, and he makes it. Beats the throw out to load the bases. Giving him a single on that one. So that'll bring up the third baseman. The catcher, Luca Pasquarella. He's singled and grounded to first in his 2 at-bats. First pitch in, first strike one. Builders looking to add to the lead, not add to the lead, but break into the lead a little bit more here. The second pitch in is a ball. Counts even at 1-1. And that ball is blooped into left. That's going to score 2. 1 run is in. Seth slides into third safely, and Luca gets us a 2-run single. To tie the game. 2. Bases were loaded. That'll bring up Jet Winslow. Jet singled to right and reached on a error by the center fielder as he pops that one high into shallow right field. That drops. Seth comes in to score, and Luca moves all the way around to third. So the Builders come back here in the bottom of the 4th inning, score 3 runs. Still, looks like no one's throwing in the bullpen out there for the Mustangs. I see people standing. That's what's kind of got me. There's a guy starting to warm up, doing some warming up exercises. He's not getting ready in a hurry by any stretch of the imagination. That first pitch was in there. First pitch thrown to Landon was a ball. So that brings up Landon Turner. He's reached on an error by the second baseman and popped out to the center fielder. Second pitch, ball 2. So 2-0 is the count. Third pitch is in there for strike one. 2-1's the count. Runners on first and third. 2 outs. And that pitch is popped high to shallow center. And it hits his glove and drops to the ground again. That brings in the courtesy runner. So the Builders score their 4th run of the inning. As Landon gets an RBI on his reached by error. Is that a thing? So that brings Justin Bradshaw to the plate. Bradshaw's 0 for 2 so far in this game. He's grounded out to second baseman and grounded out to the shortstop. First pitch. Reset. Counts even at 1-1. And that's driven through the hole between first and second. 1 run is in. In comes Landon. And Bradshaw gets a 2-run single. So that'll bring up Jaden Anderson for the second time this inning. As Jaden pops that out of play. Nothing like messing up a score sheet. Sorry, just messing up a score sheet in a good way. The 0-1 to Jaden. Counts even 1-1. So, Mustangs now have a righty and a lefty up in the pen. Got no number on either one of them. Too far, sorry. No binoculars, my eyes aren't that good. The 2-1 pitch. Pop high. Is it going to get out of play? No. But like I said, that wind's swirling, and it gave the catcher and the first baseman fits as it hit the deck safely. For us Builder fans, we'll consider it safely. The 2-2 pitch coming. Low and in the dirt. Ball 3. Cutter's up to 85 pitches. And the 3-2. Expect Bradshaw to take a running start. He did. Fires over from Jalen to the first baseman for the 3rd out of the inning. Builders score 6 runs on, sorry, I'm actually going to have to count it out. 5 hits. There might have been an error. Might not have been. But we'll be back to War Memorial Stadium in the top of the 5th inning in just a moment.
There are giants among us. They are the men and women building our Navy's next generation submarines. They are giants in what they do because they work in a place where they can grow, where they can learn the skills to build careers as powerful as the beasts they forge. We build giants because it takes one to build one.
How much you earn has a lot to do with how much you learn. That's why Bayport Credit Union is again investing in your continued education. Through our Bayport Foundation, we're giving $100,000 in tuition assistance to area high school seniors, college students, and working adults attending a university, trade, or vocational school. Everyone deserves to be happy, healthy, and financially wise. Visit bayportcu.org to learn.
All righty. Welcome back. 4-5-6, 2 up. RJ Cabrera at the plate. He bloops one into center for MACU's 8th hit of the day. At least I'm assuming that's the 8th hit. I hope my mouth would beat the scoreboard operator in giving that hit. So that'll bring up Brian Sanchez, the right fielder. My brain not wanting to use the correct words today. Strike one. Isaac has thrown 62 pitches through 4 innings of work so far. That was his 63rd pitch. Grounded back up the middle. And Landon took it himself to second, fired it to Jet for the 6-3 double play. That'll bring the DH, Tristan Stinson, to the plate. The first pitch to him is outside. Two and 0 is the count. Grounded to third. Bradshaw picks it up, fires to first for the 3rd out of the inning. I had to really think about that one. I was like, wait, that's 3rd out. Wow. MACU goes 1-2-3 in the top of the 5th. We'll be back for the bottom of the 5th inning in just a moment.
The USCAA provides our program exactly what they say, a chance for small colleges to peak. It's leveling the playing field for everybody.
All right, welcome back to War Memorial Stadium for the bottom of the 5th inning. New pitcher for the Mustangs is number 25, Zach Roth. Zach. Oh, okay. So Zach only threw 2 innings last year. We'll just leave it at that. Due up for the Builders is the right fielder, Hunter. Nope, that's MACU. Wrong sheet. So Drew Barbosa, the DH, is the first batter for the Builders. His first pitch was a ball. Second pitch, he fouled down the right field line. Woo! Lost my balance. Trying to fall off my stool. kind of guessing he fouled that one off his leg. That's my guess. I didn't see it. I'm just going with it was fouled off of someone, and that's why the umpire decided to go throw the ball to the pitcher. Give the batter a little extra time. The 1-2 pitch. Low, 2-2. So for Cutter Williams, he threw in 4 innings. He faced 25 batters. That pitch was ripped to the shortstop. It was lined hard to the shortstop. He did a good job to corral it. As Drew reaches first on the air. That'll bring up the right fielder, Baker Green. So like I was saying, Cutter threw 4 innings, faced 25 batters, gave up 9 hits, 8 runs, 5 of which were earned. Walked 1, struck out none. First pitch into Baker's a strike. He threw 86 total pitches, 55 were strikes. So that's seems like a decent ball to strike ratio, to be honest. The pitch popped straight up over our heads with a ton of backspin. Swing and a miss, strike 3. As Baker's down on strikes. I'll take us to the top of the order, and Nate Erie. Nate Erie is 1 for 2 today. He walked and scored in his last at-bat. Throw over to first, runner back safely. So through 4 innings for the Builders, Nate tries to bunt his way on. And that goes foul for strike 1. We're not in that 2-out range yet, but the Builders are batting .538 with 2 outs. .331 with runners on. .400 with runners in scoring position. With runners on and less than 2 outs, they're 1 for 1. As Nate hits that into center field, it's going to get down, and Drew will stop at second, forcing Nate to stop at first. The sun's trying to come out. It's been a pretty cloudy day so far today. Brings up Seth Harrison, the second baseman, who's 1 for 3 today. He singled to left and scored in his last at-bat. The first pitch to Seth is a ball. And that one hit him. So he's hit by that curveball. That's a T. Let's make it a P. That will load the bases. Where the Builders today are batting 1,000. They're 1 for 1 with the bases loaded. Luca steps in. First pitch he sees is a strike. Luca is 2 for 3 today. He singled to left in his last at-bat. I believe that was the last time the bases were loaded as well. I believe the last time he came up, the bases were loaded and got himself a 2-run single. That pitch was fouled down the first base line. 0-2. So the count as Jet Winslow stands on deck. Getting ready for his fourth at-bat of the day. Kicked the pitch, popped out of play. Still 0-2. And he got him looking. For the Builders, second strikeout of the game. And it's also the second one this inning. So it'll bring Jet Winslow to the plate. Jets 2 for 2 today, reached. He's been on base every time he's come to the plate. Singled and scored in his last at-bat. First pitch was a ball. Second pitch was outside, ball 2. Curveball was in there for strike 1. 2-1's the count. Runners on first, second, and third. Outside 3-1. Ball 4. Jet with the RBI walk. Builders also have action in their bullpen. Aiden Henry, the left-handed senior pitcher from Winchester, Virginia, warming up in the bullpen. Landon Turner steps in. He grounds that ball towards first. And the pitcher wasn't getting there to cover the bag. Forcing basically, in my opinion, forcing a non-throw. Ended up throwing it to second. But it was nowhere near in time. So it'll bring up Justin Bradshaw, the third baseman. And Bradshaw is 1 for 3 today. First pitch to Bradshaw's outside. Builders again with the bases loaded. Grounded to third. Jalen picks it, steps on third for the third and final out of the inning. Builders score 2 runs on 1 hit. 2 hits. On 2 hits. Leave 3 on base. We'll be back to War Memorial Stadium in just a moment.
How much you earn has a lot to do with how much you learn. That's why Bayport Credit Union is again investing in your continued education. Through our Bayport Foundation, we're giving $100,000 in tuition assistance to area high school seniors, college students, and working adults attending a university, trade, or vocational school. Everyone deserves to be happy, healthy, and financially wise. Visit bayportcu.org to learn more.
I am Fatima Medina, and I work for HII, building the most powerful ships in the U.S. Navy. The digital technology I use is a generational change in the way that we build ships, making the construction of aircraft carriers more efficient. Plus, I get to work with veterans. Thanks to them, we all have our freedom, and we need to work hard to keep it. I am Fatima Medina, and I work for HII.
right, welcome back to War Memorial Stadium. 7-8-9 due up for the MACU Mustangs. We were talking during the break here in the booth about how McAllister made quick work of that 5th inning. It was a 4-pitch inning. First batter hit a single on the first pitch. Second batter grounded into that double play on the second pitch, and then the third batter grounded out on the first pitch of his at-bat. So Isaac sitting at 67 pitches through 5 innings. It's Hunter Benjamin, the left fielder, grounds that one out of play to make the count 1-2. Okay, 1-1. I was assuming I beat it out. Sorry. 1-1's the count. Grounded to Bradshaw at third. Scoops, fires to Jet. Nice backhand scoop by Jet to get the first out of the inning. And that'll bring the third baseman, Jalen Brown, to the plate. Jalen is 0 for 2 today. Got a pair of strikeouts. One swinging, one looking. Strike one to the Mustang third baseman. Takes that second pitch, pops it into right, shallow right field, and it lands in there for a Mustang hit. She'll take us to Travis Capella, the catcher. Who's a 0 for 1 on the day. He's walked and reached on an error. First pitch he sees is a ball. The 1-0 pitch. Outside, 1-1. No, 1-0-2. Two and 0. I don't know what I just said. What I'm trying to say. 2-0 pitch, runner on first. Hit to Landon at short. It hops over his glove and into left field. And MACU is into a little groove here with 2 hits this inning. Runners on first and second to take us to the top of the order. Titus Bleckley, who is 1 for 3 today. Jamison Miller's courtesy running again at first for the Mustangs. So the first pitch here to Titus Bleckley is popped into left field. Round comes Jalen, and they're going to hold Miller at third as Bleckley gets a double to left. For their 11th hit of the day. They'll bring up the second baseman, A.J. Bailey. A.J. is 1 for 3 today. First pitch to the lefty second baseman. It's a little high for ball 1. Strike. Counts even, 1-1. Runners on second and third. Here with one out. The 1-1 pitch. Grounded to first. Jet's going to take it. Step on the bag. Another run is in for the Mustangs. As that'll bring the first baseman, Nolan Colwell, to the plate. Nolan is 2 for 3 today. He flew out to right his last at-bat. That's in there for strike one. Isaac's up to 79 pitches through 5 2/3 innings. Low and away. Counts even, 1-1. Outside, 2-1. Two outs, runner on third. Builders trying to get out of here with just the 2 runs scored this inning. After that first pitch strike, Isaac struggling to find a strike zone. Fouled just off the end of the bat to run the count full, 3-2. Foul tip. There's a 7th pitch of the at-bat for Nolan. We should have let that roll. But Isaac scoops it up. Fires over to Jet for the 3rd and final out of the inning. MACU gets 2 runs on 3 hits. No errors, 1 man left. We'll be back for the bottom of the 6th inning in just a moment.
There are giants among us. They are the men and women building our Navy's next generation submarines. They are giants in what they do because they work in a place where they can grow, where they can learn the skills to build careers as powerful as the beasts they forge. We build giants because it takes one to build one.
The Apprentice Athletics Booster Club membership is now open for the 2024-2025 season. You could choose a general membership to support all Apprentice Athletics, or you can designate one specific sport to support. Membership is good for the entire 2024-2025 athletic year, regardless of which decision you make. Scan the QR code or visit gobuilders.com to get your membership today.
All right, welcome back to War Memorial Stadium. As we head to the top, nope, not the top. I'm looking at my MACU score sheet again. The bottom of the 6th inning, the Builders bring up 7, 8, 9. So that'll be Jaden Anderson coming to the plate. Which is the exact same way we started the last inning. So, you know, wait a minute. Shouldn't be Jaden. Should be Drew Barbosa. Jaden. We. That was the 4th inning. All right, so Jaden singled to left. I think it was left. We'll call it left. Why not? That's not Jaden. That'll bring up Drew Barbosa. The throw over gets away from the first baseman. Jaden makes his way to second base. Yeah, it should be. Drew Barbosa steps in. 1-0 count. Popped out of play. 1-1. One pitch. And that's hit into right field. It gets down in front of the right fielder. Jaden comes around to score. As Drew gets his second hit of the day. Which will bring Baker Green to the plate. I would assume that's pinch running. Because you can't courtesy run for your DH. So pinch running is number 14. I missed the name he said. Walker said. So it's Jackson Thomas, the freshman. Baker Green's up. The first pitch he saw was a ball. The first 2 pitches he saw were balls. So 2-0's the count. Runner on first, nobody out. Throw over. As Jackson gets back safely. Counts now 3-1. Throw over again. Jackson back safely again. Jackson goes. Ball 4. Jackson goes, and Baker gets a walk. So no stolen base on that. It'll take us back to the top of the lineup at Nate Urey, but first we're going to have a pitching change. So we'll take it with him. Tell you about the new pitcher when we come back.
There are giants among us. They are the men and women building our Navy's next generation submarines. They are giants in what they do because they work in a place where they can grow, where they can learn the skills to build careers as powerful as the beasts they forge. We build giants because it takes one to build one.
How much you earn has a lot to do with how much you learn. That's why Bayport Credit Union is again investing in your continued education. Through our Bayport Foundation, we're giving $100,000 in tuition assistance to area high school seniors, college students, and working adults attending a university, trade, or vocational school. Everyone deserves to be happy, healthy, and financially wise. Visit bayportcu.org to learn more.
All right, welcome back. Oh, wait, I actually don't even have the name of the new pitcher. I don't remember hearing it either. I'm going to go with Luke Johnson. Why not? That's who was on. That's a J. That's who wore this jersey last year, and it's a pitcher, so it works. If it's not right, I'll correct it later. Pass ball. Man, there's a Vince Brown sighting here in the press box. Builder's head football coach just popped his head in. Nate Yeary, the first pitch he saw was a ball. Again, I'm on the wrong sheet. Second pitch is a strike. Evens up the count at 1-1. So Zach Johnson threw one inning, faced 11 batters, gave up 3 hits, 3 runs, none of which were earned. That pitch was outside, ball 2. Walked 2 and struck out 2. Nate Yeary's getting ready for this 2-1 pitch. He grounds that one out of play. Again, Nate Yeary is 2 for 3 today. Way outside. Wild pitch gets away, and Jackson scores. In comes, man, I really got to start. Baker. Baker scores. Is that 14 or just 13? Oh, they have 6. Never mind. Wouldn't have mattered. So that gives the Builders a 7-run lead, 13-6. Nate Yeary draws a 3-1 walk. Oh, the count was full. So that'll bring Luca. I know it's habit, but you can take those off, buddy. Catcher moving into the on-deck position. Nobody out here in the bottom of the 6th. We'll definitely see Luca bat. First pitch to Seth was a strike. Throw over. Nate Erie gets back safely. The kick, the pitch. Grounded to third. Jalen throws over to second. Over to first. Not in time. So Seth reaches on the fielder's choice. And that brings us to Luca Pasquarella, the catcher. He is 2 for 4 today. He's got 2 RBIs, struck out once. First pitch to Luca is a strike. Pitch popped high, shallow left. R.J. Cabrera moves under it, makes the catch. For the second out of the inning, which will bring us to Jet Winslow. Jet's 2 for 3 today. 2 for 3, 3 RBIs. Got Jet for a walk. I've got Jet for a walk in his last at bat. Our official scorekeeper does not have that. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. The 0-2 pitch. Low. 1-2. Runner on first is Seth Harrison. High and outside. 2-2. Counts even. Grounded to third. Jalen takes it and throws it away. Jet heads to second. Seth heads to third on the air. So that brings up Landon Turner, the shortstop. Landon is 1 for 4 today. As that pitch gets away from the catcher. He's 1 for 4. Nope, this says he's got him as 0 for 4. Reach on an air. See, I had him single in the last one. So he must have reached on an air on that at bat also. Three and 0 to the Builder shortstop. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Low and away, ball 4 is Landon. Earns a 4-pitch walk. Landon's had a productive day at the plate. batting average isn't going to be helped out by it at all. Pitch gets away. In comes one run as Seth Harrison comes around to score. The other two runners move up 90 feet. Justin Bradshaw steps in. Bradshaw's 1 for 4 today. That's in there for a strike. Base hit to the outfield here, Mr. Bradshaw, would be nicely appreciated. So that pitch was low for ball 2. Counts 2-1. Grounded down the third base line, out of play. Counts even, 2-2. Again, grounded towards the builder dugout, out of play. Two pitch, 2 outs, way outside, 3-2. Seven pitch at bat for third baseman, senior Justin Bradshaw. Popped high towards second, and the catch is made for the third and final out of the inning. That'll take us to the top of the 7th inning. Builders lead 14-6. We'll be back in just a moment.
The USCAA provides our program exactly what they say, a chance for small colleges to peak. It's leveling the playing field for everybody.
All right, new pitcher in for the Builders is number 38 in Henry. So Isaac threw 6 innings today. 30 batters were faced. He gave up 11 hits. 6 runs, 4 of those runs were earned. Gave up 1 walk, struck out 2, one of which was looking. He threw 86 total pitches. 56, which ended up being strikes. The first pitch, Aiden throws. is a ball. And that pitch is to RJ Cabrera, the shortstop. RJ is 2 for 3 as he flies out to left. And Isaac McAllister makes a catch. That'll bring Brian Sanchez to the plate, the right fielder. He's 1 for 3 today. Mr. Umpire said that was a strike. So we'll agree with it. That pitch was swung at, but I don't think he realized he was actually going to hit it. Dribbled it down the first base line, picked up by Aiden, flipped to Jet for the second out of the inning. That'll bring Tristan Stinson to the plate, the DH, who's 0 for 3 today. He did reach on an error in his very first at-bat. First pitch, low, ball 1. Foul out of play. Counts even at 1-1. What was this one? That's a schedule. Okay. So, stats for pitching Aiden. This is his first appearance this season. Oh, nope, I'm still on last year. Nope, it's still showing as his first appearance. So I don't know if Aiden, I'm pretty sure he pitched last year. So I don't know why I didn't see anything. Pop to center, drifting back is Nate. Makes the catch over the shoulder for the third and final out of the inning, and that'll do it for this game 1. Builders win 14-6. Builders scoring 14 runs on 12 hits, committing 3 errors, while MACU scored 6 runs on 11 hits, committing 7 total errors. Next game will start in roughly 30 minutes. So we hope to see you back here for that game. If you're in the area, come on out to War Memorial. Check us out. Enjoy the beautiful stadium, and we will see you in about 30 minutes.